We pivot when we need to pivot. And today we pivot.
Yeah, we've got this, especially in real
Absolutely.
estate. You got to learn how to do
Absolutely.
that quickly.
Absolutely. So, hi everybody. My name is Rich Gannum. I am hunkered down in my basement with a space heater going in Cleveland, Ohio, where it is a balmy and rainy 43 degrees. I have slippers on, a space heater, and a hoodie, and I'm still cold. So, for all of you in the warm climate, you suck. Um, but I wanted to, this is one of my favorite weeks of the year. Um, this is honestly because there's a lot that we have to be thankful for. And this is one of those times in our business where we get so busy and there's so many different things that often we don't pause enough to offer gratitude. And what I would like to do is to kick off our meeting, kind of boost our energy, if you will. I want to start our sales rally today with a moment of gratitude. So if you're willing, if you're comfortable, I would love for you to share something that you're grateful for. And Tiff, do I have the ability to share?
Give me 2 seconds and I can give you the same size of baby cape that Tom Martin has. And now
Oh,
you have a
perfect.
co-host. There you go.
Perfect. Thank you. I thought, I will give you the opportunity for a moment, while you're thinking about what it is that we're grateful for today. I will go ahead and share with you what I'm grateful for. So for some that don't know my story, my background, I was with Keller Williams for a number of years, probably like 10. And in my 10 years, I was a team leader in Bradenton, Florida. I was a productivity coach in Sarasota, Florida, and I was a team leader in Cleveland, Ohio. So I've been in leadership with that company for a number of years. I had the opportunity to recruit to the profit share system for a number of years. And when I left KW in September and came over to EXP, I left profit share that has given me the opportunity of about $80,000 in that time. I received my first revenue share check just the other day. And what I share that with you because I need to see which one of these I want to share with you first. This was you should be able to see this. This was my revenue share deposit. No, that's, oh, either way, I'll just tell you. I have like over 30 people in my profit share tree at KW, and I received $191.92 today in profit share. In At EXP, I received my first revenue share check for $192.04. And I have 8 people in my revenue share tree. I'm grateful for this company. I'm grateful for the opportunity that this company has provided, that in less than 60 days with 8 people, I have earned as much as I did with 30 people in a profit sharing system. That is what I am grateful for, my friends. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for this company. Who else would like to share some gratitude today?
I would
Julie.
I would
Julie, you
love
got your
to
hand
go.
raised.
So I want to say how grateful I am for this group. I've been in Sarasota, and Rich, you shouldn't have left. You should have just stayed put. Because EXP is global, so you didn't have to go back to Ohio. But anyway, I've been here for 2 years, and me and my family have gone through unexpected changes that I wouldn't wish on anybody. And I felt like a duck floating out in the Gulf all by myself. And I have to give kudos to DJ, because when I met her at the Suncoast social that we had a while back, we got to talking and she invited me into this group. And I feel like it kind of saved my life, because I feel connected. I just feel like I'm a part of something, and it's given me new focus, accountability. And I'm so thankful for all of you, because you all inspire me so much every week when we get together. And to be able to invite other people into this group gives me something else to be really proud and thankful about. So I just wanted to thank all of you on here, because you're amazing.
Isn't that true?
It is. It is. And you know, the one thing I tell people when they ask me about EXP, I don't get into the revenue share and the stock and all of that. Something that I cannot stress enough, especially if there are folks on here that are not from EXP, the sharing in the community of people is exceptional. I've never seen anything like this. People are willing to share their secrets and what they're doing that's working in their business. And I never got that when I was at KW or any other company. This is very, very unique. And it's my favorite part about the company.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, when you're in the leadership side of things at other companies, you get stuff that the average agent doesn't. And when you're an agent at that company, at other companies, you get very little. And our community, right? With the EXP community and our community, it's pretty powerful how willing and open people are to share. So you couldn't be more right. More right. Anybody else, who would else like to share some gratitude this morning or afternoon?
Well, Rich, I'll go. I am very thankful for my family and to have family to celebrate holidays with coming up. Don't take that lightly, and just want to add that little personal note. Also grateful for all of you, as usual, every day.
Thank you for sharing that, Dave. Dave is
DJ.
also grateful for bourbon. Yes, he is.
DJ, we can't hear you. I think you're muted. Nope. Oh, it's that great Mac. Oh,
Just got the Mac.
You can't blame it on the superior computer.
Rich, do you mind if I just throw in there my gratitude? Because I want to piggyback off of Julie. I think I've maybe hopefully been able to say this, Tom, and all of you before, but I am grateful and thankful. I don't think describe the depth of the gratitude of this family. Julie, I was that little goose a couple years ago, and then George and them adopted me. I actually met Tiff at the summit, the GPS summit that Brent Gove was speaking on, and that's kind of what the open arms that GPS Group has shown and given to me. And now I'm sitting with Tiffany at her mom's, and like it's just not describable of the amount of support and real genuine love and like relationship that these people have brought. And it's just thank you guys. So I had to say it while you guys were all there and we were still on that. I appreciate each and every one of you. I really, really do. And any way that I could give in that return to you guys, I would be honored to do so. So thanks. Blessings and happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
Can you see why this is like the greatest week ever? Curtis, what are we grateful for today?
Dude, I am grateful that Thanksgiving is on Thursday. It is my happiest day of the year.
If you like to eat.
It is my ultimate favorite holiday of all things. I'm just saying.
I love that.
Thank you for asking. And, I was just thinking about that. And, I'm grateful for a lot of things. And I'll be honest, I'm grateful that it's been the year that it has been. I think there's been a lot of lessons learned. and I've been listening to a lot of podcasts I've shared with you, Rich, and it's all just an experience, and it's all in the way that we look at it. And I'm just, and I'm thanks, Dave. And I'm just thinking, just of all the lessons learned, and I'm grateful for them because many great lessons in the sense that some of them I'm not going to do going forward, and it helps me become aware of what I do need to do differently going forward. And Rich, you posted it the other day, and many of you guys probably saw it, and it really hit home. And I think it hit home for a lot of people. What did Jelly Roll post, or whatever, what his name is? Jelly Dude, whatever, Jelly Donut Roll. I don't even know.
Which by the way, I didn't know that he was a musician
Yeah.
until like somebody told me.
Yeah. He's a very popular musician, by the way.
It's awesome. That's amazing.
Yeah. And something about the windshield is in the front of your car. You
There's
should
a
be looking.
reason the windshield is
Yeah.
bigger than the rearview mirror.
There you go. There you go. So anyway, thanks for asking. And oh, by the way, Thanksgiving's Thursday. Love that.
So can you hear me now?
Yes.
I am
We
really
can't hear you now, DJ. We can't hear you. You might be muted. I'm
Tom,
kidding.
you are a dead meat when I see you. Oh, okay, so this has been the week from hell with this computer stuff, and I have this friggin' Mac, and this morning everything was going fine. I was so happy, and then this morning, my whole thing, I got this video or audio thing. Your computers do not close down your computer. Your computer has been hijacked by blah blah blah. It was like awful, and I was like, and I'm still, my heart's still shaking, and everything. But I am really grateful that you guys are around. And it was about the same time last year that Curtis called me and said, "Hey, come play in our sandbox with us." And I'd been doing business coaching and been away from the real estate world. And after talking to him and Debbie for, I don't know what, like 2 weeks, I don't take long to make decisions. I said, okay, yeah, I'll try EXP. And it's really, really, really is fun. I mean, I'm really having a great time, except for the computers. But and I really love the fact that I'm involved with a group of people that argue over what kind of computer I should have. Should I have an Apple or should I have a PC? And so now you guys are on the hook because I'm calling you every time I have a problem with this friggin' Apple.
You can call us all you'd like.
Hey, and by the way, Tiffany teaches on it for free.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, good. I can call anybody.
Would anybody else like to share some gratitude this morning? I don't know why I keep saying this morning. It's 1:15 in Cleveland. Does anybody else want to share some gratitude this afternoon before we talk about seller lead generation?
I just want to say one thing, and here's the thing. We're always grateful for our family, our friends, our loved ones, the great environment that we have here. And there's some things that we don't think about that we're grateful for, and is the opportunity to wake up every day and breathe and make a difference in the world. So I'm grateful that every day I get to roll out of bed and sit there and meditate and think about who can we make an impact today to change their environment to become better and also better us. And I think that's what our group has been made of, and this community has been made of, is like-minded people. We're all broken, pulling together to help each other grow. So thank you.
Yeah, no, you're 100%. You're 100% right on, man. And, I don't know, obviously, one last bit of gratitude, right? None of us would be here. Well, I shouldn't say none of us. There's a chance that none of us would be here if it wasn't for George making the jump, which then parlayed somebody else into making a jump. So what a great opportunity it would be this week to just shoot your sponsor a quick text message and just say, hey, thank you for giving me an opportunity. Thank you for showing me an opportunity. Because I truly do believe that we are in a phenomenal situation right now where other companies are struggling. We're positioned really nicely. And with that, I want to talk about how we can position our businesses really nicely as we head into 2024 and as we head into and continue down this path of a shifting market. Just so out of curiosity, do me a favor, turn your mic off of mute and just tell me where you currently live. What market do you live and serve? Like I'm in Cleveland, Ohio.
Norfolk and Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Virginia Beach.
St. Cloud, Florida.
Orlando.
Orlando, St. Cloud. I heard
Cleveland.
Sarasota, Cleveland,
Orlando.
Orlando. Is your guys' market different than it was a year ago? Is inventory, are we still fighting over inventory in certain price points?
A little bit, yeah.
Are we starting to see some homes sit longer than others?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Are buyers having a little bit of a tough time pulling the trigger right now?
Hmm.
Is it hard to actually find a buyer that's ready to pull the trigger right now? What if we were able to create a business that wasn't dependent on what buyers were doing and didn't take you sitting in front of your computer or your phone for hours upon hours making for sale by owner and expired phone calls? Would anybody like to see that?
Yeah.
I want to share with you this afternoon a strategy. It's two different strategies I want to share with you this afternoon on how to generate seller focused leads, seller lead generation. I want to share with you how we're doing it here in Cleveland, how I'm doing it with my team, with the Cleveland Home Specialists, and how you as well can jump on this bandwagon and generate seller leads that are relatively easy. How many people have a database? Do you have a database that has names, phone numbers, email addresses of people that know you, like you, trust you, that you think want to know what their home is worth in today's market? Do you have that? How are you ensuring that they know what their home's value is? What strategies are you using? What are you currently using to showcase what your clients, your friends, your family, what their homes value are? What does that look like?
Rich, we have we have evaluation, listing evaluation. We have market reports that can hone in as an overall, but that listing evaluation inside of KV Core is dynamic. And one thing I heard, I think it was Ariel that said this, Ariel Vargas said this, and that's where I didn't even know it was there, is go back to all your buyers that you've sold homes to in the last several years and just say, hey, I'm going to send you an evaluation of your home for free so you can update your net worth with your financial advisor. Would you be okay if I send that to you? Right? Because in the last 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, how much equity have they gained? And by the way, the equity in their home adds to their net worth. And most people don't think about that. So
you're 100% right. You know, we have the ability as real estate agents, right? We help our buyers and our sellers drive and purchase and sell one of the most expensive assets they will ever have in their life. And there are financial advisors that do a better job of convincing their people to put money into the stock market that may or may not have a positive return, to buy this CD, to put it into this account, And yet, why aren't we? Why aren't we having those exact same conversations? So today I want to share with you some seller lead generation strategies that we're using that can you give me host privileges again? I switched from laptop to PC or to my desktop and I need it again. I want to share with you what that looks like. There is what if there was a company that you could partner with that twice a month would send home valuation emails to your people where they can find out what their home is worth instantaneously, less than 60 seconds? What if there was a way that you could put a QR code on a mailing, on a social media post, that you could track exactly how many people are clicking it? What if there was a way that you could generate seller leads that are for people that are ready, able, and willing to sell their home today for very, very inexpensively? See, we as an industry, we've spent so much time focusing on buyer leads that there are companies, there are Boomtowns, Commissions Incs., there are all sorts of companies. KV Core has products, right, for buyer leads that you can buy a buyer lead for very, very cheap, very, very inexpensively. And yet, I want to ask you, why would somebody sell their home today? I still don't have screen sharing ability. Why would somebody sell their home today if they had an interest rate below 5%? Who wants to share why somebody would sell their home today? Thank you. If they had an interest rate below 5%.
They had to. Relocating. They need the funds to buy a new home. There's death, there's divorce. Empty,
Downsizing, upsizing.
yeah, downsizing, upsizing, loss of job. There's tons. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So here are the 7 Ds that drive the market. So when people have kids, they sometimes outgrow that original house. Believe it or not, when somebody dies, they no longer need a house. Sometimes people get engaged, they get divorced, they graduate, they downsize. Believe it or not, there are people that are running into default situations right now. And, de-relocation because, I just needed to have that 7th D. There are lots of reasons why somebody would be going through and getting that divorce, right? So let's talk about each one of these. How can we market to people that had just had a baby? How can we market to people that are struggling with death and diamonds and divorces and diplomas and defaults? How can we do that without being that sleazy car salesman, without being that person that is, they're an ambulance chaser, right? How can we do that? I'm going to share with you here a product, a company that I'm using in my business that has not only helped me personally, but I'm just going to share this with you because it's wicked awesome. It's wicked awesome. And I'm sharing this with you here. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so you can see that in the last 7 days, I've generated 9 home value leads. You can see that. So here's what happens. I'm driving people to landing pages where they're able to put in their address. So for example, if you were to go to www. If I could type myclehomevalue.com, if it decides it wants to load, where you can then type in an address. So if I were to type in my address, it takes me through a series of prompts where I can then ask for, I want to see my home valuation, I want to sell my house, or I want to get a cash offer. Now we have the ability within our organization here at EXP, we have the ability to do the express offers with a few different companies, and Open Door being one of them. So we can offer a cash offer program for people that might want to just sell their house and not have to worry about it. Who would that person, who would that ideal avatar be? Go ahead and share. Who would that ideal avatar be?
The loss of a family member having to sell mom or dad's house.
Yeah, a loss of a family member having to sell mom or dad's house. Who else? Which one of those other Ds? Who else could this be?
Divorce.
Yeah, they just want to be done.
Defaults.
Maybe they have enough equity in their house, but they can't make the payment, and they just need to be done. So let's just say, for example, though, this is somebody that's in your farm. Maybe it's a client that you want to know, and you're sending this to them, and they want to know what their home value is. So they come and they click on, and they give you some information. And then they give you their phone number, their name, and their phone number. And this is literally in real time, guys, as I'm doing this. And it's this fast, so long as you can type better than me. An instant home valuation pops up. From here, they can then request a cash offer. They can contact the agent a few different times. They see home value trends, an equity calculator, where they can then type in what their estimated mortgage balance is, and it will project what their home equity is. It pulls recent comps, home details, et cetera, and if you have another property. Here's why this is so cool. Because then I can go into the dashboard. And I'm going to pull this guy up. This guy, his name is Guy Tremblay. I have no idea who he is, but he's Canadian, because I know that based on his email address of CA. On October 27th, 25 days ago, the initial welcome email was sent. 3 days later, he opened it. He then received another one 10 days ago. 8 days ago, he clicked it, and he has a property in Deerfield Beach, Florida. Do any of you work in Deerfield Beach, Florida? I have a lead for you if you do. But let's go back. Let's just go back though. Let's go back to Rich. Here's Rich's address. It also shows the other property owners, which is my wife, Tria. The propensity score is how likely this lead might be to sell. The last time the property sold, how much potential equity is in the property, and their home value. So we send this out. And they get an email. And in the email, they have the ability to type in their address, to put in their information, all those things. And as they do that, and as they interact, look what happens. We have the ability then to show that we've delivered 5,900 emails. 571 have been opened. We've given 49 home value views. And this is just from October. This is from October 23rd to November 27th, or through today. And we've received 8 total leads in the last 30 days. Real sellers, this is a new feature that just came out within Fellow, where it takes a notification, and I'm going to show you what that looks like, because that can kind of be a kick in the teeth. Here's what a real seller notification looks like. And Dave, you know exactly who this agent is. This is somebody that is in my Fellow account. Todd owns a property at 4304, whatever street that is, in South Euclid, Ohio. And he listed it on November 15th with a different agent. Guys, this is somebody that is in my database that listed a home with another agent. Is that valuable information for you to know? Should somebody in your database be listing their house?
Absolutely.
It's kind of a kick in the teeth, don't you think?
Yeah.
It kind of says, hey, Rich, you should probably be in your database a little bit more. But you know what? That's not the only one that I received today. Let's go back. Here's another one. Dave, you know this guy too. In my database, listed with another agent. In my database, listed with another agent. Guys, there's power behind this. And what I'm sharing this with you for a few different reasons. I'm sharing this with you because we have the ability to generate home valuation leads very, very inexpensively. And I'm now going to share with you what an ad will look like. Let me pull up the ad that I'm currently running on Facebook. Then I want to make sure I can share this with you. I want to share this ad with you because
Rich?
Yes.
I don't want to steal your thunder, but when you're done running these ads and generating new leads, you better go work on your database because there's 3 people listed with somebody else.
Bro, I'm telling you. But there's power behind that. There's power behind that, knowing that we can, 1, generate seller leads, and 2, that these seller leads, without part of my language, aren't bullshit. How many buyer leads do we generate that 3, 6, 9, 12, 18 months from now don't convert? And as agents, we're paying into companies that are promising us leads that aren't converting. Wouldn't you want to go into 2024 with an opportunity to generate real leads that are going to convert, that you don't have to run around at 5:30 at night, missing your kids' soccer practice, missing dinner with your spouse, missing date night, missing your favorite show, only to find out that the offer can't get accepted, that they're not pre-approved? Wouldn't you want that opportunity over here's 50 Facebook leads for $25 or whatever it is? I would. Wouldn't you? So I want to show you what this ad looks like that we're currently running. We're running this ad. Wondering how much your home is worth. Check out your home value. They click the link. It takes them to a form. They fill the form out, and it directs them to, they put in their name, their address, their phone number. We then get the lead to then go back into creating their home valuation. When they come into the system through automation that you can run in Follow Up Boss, in KV Core, in whatever CRM you're using, you can build an automation out, which is what we're doing, that communicates with this lead within 60 seconds of them putting in their information. Within 60 seconds, their information is being communicated with us. If they don't respond to that initial text message, 15 minutes later, they receive another notification. And then we continue to drip on them while we're building out what their home valuation is. Now we can then reach out to them and say, hey, it's Rich with the Cleveland Home Specialist. I noticed you were interested in your home value. Are you looking at seeing how much equity you have, or are you interested in selling your home? It's much different than, hey, I just got a home, a showing request. I can drop everything that I'm doing, piss off my wife, miss my kids' sporting events just to show you a house that you may or may not buy. Which would you rather have? Which would you rather have? There are other tools that you can use if Fellow isn't one that you're interested in. One might be HomeBot. One might be the seller gen tool that is in KV Core. You can certainly use that one for free. But there are so many different things that we can do within Fellow here from a seller lead generation tool. For example, you can create as many different landing pages as you'd like. I'll show you real fast what that looks like, and I'll share with you how we're using Fellow to generate these valuations, right? So we're going to come over to landing pages, and I'm going to go to so I have landing pages. Every single link on my website is set to a specific landing page. Okay. So anywhere on my website that you click for a home valuation, or my Google business page, or if I write a blog post, or if I do a just listed or a just sold card, right? Every single thing that I do, I have a direct landing page assigned to it. So you saw my CLE home value. This is one in my particular neighborhood. So let's just go ahead and create a new landing page. You can take them right into the journey if you'd like, or you can take them. This is one of my favorite ones. You can take them right in and give them the option to sell their home, get their home value, or get an instant offer. And again, you can type in your address. This works nationwide, as you saw with the Delray, I think it was Deerfield Beach gentleman. You can create the context. It works on mobile as well. And then what's really cool, I'm going to show you some behind where is it? So this is what the backend dashboard looks like, right? So let's say I wanted to change this and I wanted to add a video that introduced the page. I can do that. Let's say I wanted to add lender information. Let's say you have a lender that you're partnering with, and they say, hey, put my information on there. We can do that. Perhaps you have a 3-step process that you would like to use. Go ahead and click continue. And then you have your step-by-step process and you can build it out. There are so many different things that can be done with this that we're seeing generate leads after leads after leads after leads. And here's what I want to show you. These are all of the leads that we have generated since we started the seller home valuation.
Hey, Rich, what's your conversion rate of leads coming through to active prospect to a closed transaction?
We just closed our very first last week. We just closed our very first come list me from myclehomevalue.com. We had a gentleman come in and he wanted a cash offer because it was very appealing. He wanted a cash offer. We came in, we showed him what that was, and then showed him what fair market value was, which is really where we're having the most success. We're having the most success with the cash offer, focusing on divorce, death, relocation, those types of folks where they just want to be out. Because your cash offer from an investor, like an open door, is probably going to be 65 to 70% of what fair market retail value is, right? So I can show them, I can sell your home today at this price, or you can hire me as your agent and I can get you this price. But to go back and answer your question in more detail, in the probably, I don't know how many total leads. I don't think Facebook will show me that off the okay, so 108 total leads. We have closed one. We closed one. We are working on 4 others currently to be listed in the next 60 days that are in our seller pipeline. But what's really great about this, Tom, is that as a seller lead comes in, right? So I have everybody and my brother that I know in this database. So I uploaded my SOI, I updated my past clients. Anybody that I have an address for has gone in there. Here's the other cool thing that I've done. I've added through the API, I've added all of the for sale by owner, expired, and withdrawn listings in our market. I've added them into the database. So as soon as the property hits expired, not only do I get the notification of, hey, here there were 8 new expired listings today in Cleveland, I also automatically add them. And then the next day they get the welcome email. So I'm having a lot of conversation with those folks as well, who once I get the notification, I treat it just like a buyer lead that comes in, just like a buyer lead. So it's the speed to lead concept, right? Where Tom Martin goes to myclehomevalue.com, types in his address. Rich gets the notification that Tom submitted a home valuation request. And I call Tom. Tom, hey, it's Rich. I just saw that you submitted your home valuation. It took about 60 seconds, right? And then you're like, yeah. I'm like, what did you think of the valuation? Is it too high? Is it too low? What do you think? What do you think about it? And we start having a conversation. One of the pieces of feedback that I've been getting is, well, my basement's finished and, you know, my neighbor's house sold for X. And I say, listen, like this is data fed from the MLS. So just as your neighbor's house is different than yours, their value is different than yours. What have you done in the last couple of years that could increase the value of your property? And then I start taking notes, right? And then I go back in and I tweak it, and I send them a new updated version. Next week, what we're going to test next week is when a home valuation request comes in, we're going to go right for an appointment. We're going to go right for an appointment, and we're going to treat it like it's a buyer lead coming in from Zillow. So we're going to take the ALM model, right? The appointment location motivation model that Zillow pushes, and we're going to take that model and we're going to test it against the 108 leads that we've generated previous. What I want to do is take this to, I have your home valuation. I want to make sure that it's as accurate as possible. Do you have 10 minutes that I can walk through your property and make sure that the valuation is as strong as it could possibly be?
Love it.
So I'm going to take that approach with the team in starting December 1. We're going to test it for the month of December to see how that goes. Because I want to make sure that we're dialed in and we're not missing opportunity.
Yeah.
So Rich, how quickly and how easy is it for people that may not be as tech savvy as you obviously are to get those FSBO and expired leads into this system?
I don't do a damn thing. I set it up one time with my data provider for my expired for sale by owners, and then I connected them to Fellow. And from the connection to Fellow, it runs on automation all by itself. So every morning for the expireds and the withdrawns push in, and every afternoon the for sale by owners push in. And it does it automatically. It does it automatically. The next day, it automatically adds them to the welcome email. And then from the welcome email, it gets the engage email. So they get emailed twice a month. One is an updated home valuation, and then one is just a real estate. It's just a real estate email to keep them engaged.
Are you using KV Core?
KV Core is our database, and we're using Fellow as our seller database as well. So we're really trying to push as many people that we have an address for into Fellow for the home valuation, for the seller journey. Because what we know is from just statistical data is that sellers are going to start thinking about selling their home before they actually decide to. So if we can get in front of them early in the process, trying to figure out what their home valuation is, what their home value is, it gives us the opportunity to nurture that conversation further and faster because we're ahead of the game, right? We don't have to then rush to a listing appointment, we're having that appointment along the way. So perfect example, when I have a closing taking place tomorrow for first-time home buyers. When they close, they're automatically going to go into the fellow journey on the home valuation. That way, every month, they're going to be able to see their updated home valuation. Does that make sense?
Yes. And what is the cost of fellow?
They have a few different platforms. So I'm not entirely sure. What I pay for is probably a little bit more expensive than what I need. But I'm testing a few different things. What I will tell you
I just had a,
is
Rich, I just had a demo on Monday. I'm sorry, on Thursday last week. So it's $299. Yes, thanks, Jeff. It's $299 a month. And that's for 1,000 contacts. Anything over 1,000, your next 1,000 is additional $30. So if you have 2,000, it's the $299 plus the 30. And then it is an amazing platform. I heard it from when I was doing the panel out in Dallas for Build. Chad is in Minnesota, and he also is friends with the founder. And the first thing he said is, they said, where are a majority of your listings coming from in your massive database? And he said, I get them from Fellow. All my listing leads are from my Fellow account. And here's a guy, 100 agent team. So,
and listen, it's really like, we talk a lot about how do we make things easier, right? How do I put this on automation? How do I do this so I don't have to do this? What I love about Fellow, guys, is a lot of this is just done for me. And a lot of this is it's easy. It's easy. We want easy. Yet what we need is to make sure that this stuff is one, it's getting done. We want it done.
here's what they did say too, Rich. The young lady that I was on the demo with, she said they'll actually go into your KV Core and do your download for you. They'll also make sure that your KV Core is when they do find an address, like if you don't have a physical address for them to do the home evaluation, when they put it in, they'll migrate it through Zapier or somehow into your KV Core. So now you have a system capturing addresses through this.
Correct. So and I'll get 1 second, DJ. So two things. One, I put a link in the chat, which will take you to Fellow, right? So that you can go for the demo with them. If you use that link, it will save you a little bit of money if you go through the demo and end up choosing to go for it. I get nothing from it. But you do. So yes, to your point, Tom, they will. What's awesome about it is it syncs in with your CRM. So it's running simultaneously in the background of your CRM. So when a lead comes into Fellow, it automatically pushes into KV Core or Follow Up Boss or whoever it is you're using. So then if you have an ISA or if you're making seller prospecting calls, you have it all right there. DJ, you had a question.
I don't have a question, but I have 3 comments.
Yeah.
Another D is debt. The other day I was reading something that we have the highest credit card debt in the history of our country right now. And so people are selling their home to pay off their debts. And so that's another D for you. But I was also reading this article and it said, this is really interesting. It said that people today seem to believe that agents who have the means and the technology of things like you're offering are more professional than someone they've met somewhere or they happen to know, even more so than a referral in certain price points. So just think about that when you go to look at something online. Don't you look, if you're buying something that has value, a lot of value, you look for somebody that's professional and seems to know what they're doing and has the tools to look professional. So having said that, I have an idea. If you can't afford this, or you don't want to do this now, or you can call your SOI, right? You know, you can start calling them and you can just let them know that you can send them this and you can do all the work. However, if you could do both, right? How great would that be? If you were to add this to your database, to your toolbox, and you called your SOI and you said, hey, Rich, I'm adding a new service for my clients. And it's especially for whatever you are, family, friends, past clients, whatever. And then this is what it is, explain it, and then say, this is what adding you to the system will give you. Would you like to participate? Now you've made the personal touch and you've gotten them on the system to move forward. So that's my 2 cents.
Well, listen, you're 100% right, and we're entering a market that is going to be more challenging for buyers than it is for sellers. It has been for years, and interest rates aren't necessarily going to come down in the next 12 days, right? So if we want to last in our business, we have to be, listing agents. Guys, you can have 10 listings and go on vacation. You can't have 10 buyers and go on vacation. You can't have 10 buyers and try to go Black Friday shopping in 3 days. But you can have 10 listings, 20 listings, 50 listings, right? So if we want to really focus on how do we have more and work less, seller lead generation should be a priority. And if you can generate a seller lead for $10 and it converts and pays you $9,000, would you not want that ROI? Would you not want that ROI? What questions about Fellow or about seller lead generation that we've talked about do you have?
Hey,
How
Rich.
does this- Oh, go ahead.
Thank you. I just have a quick question. Rich, when you showed us the ad that you're running on Facebook, with all due respect, the ad looked a little thin, if that makes sense. So I was curious with the results that you're receiving from, literally, you have 2 sentences on in terms of body of it. So I was curious with the results that you are receiving now, which are fantastic, is there a reason why you left the body of your ad thin? Is it because you are seeing that is what works, or is it because you're might be high D and you're like, shove something in there, run an ad? Does that make sense?
Well, so it does make sense. I don't like, so I'm of the belief with when it comes to this particular ad, I'm of the belief that less is more. So what do I want you to do?
Over here. Yeah. Thank you.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does, because I was sitting here and I was like, okay, well, we don't see a lot of pizzazz and flash. There's no emojis, there's no tail, there's not a call to action aside from like let's check, but it's not direct like click here now, which is a little different from what we've been taught and instructed to do when it comes to running ads. So
Yeah.
that's just had a quick question as to why you're
Well,
doing
yeah,
it.
so it definitely is unconventional to how, somebody would say, are there emojis? Are there thises? Are there that's, right? It's definitely a different type of ad. And I honestly, when I was working with them to figure out this particular ad, I was skeptical of it because everybody says, have the pizzazz, add the emojis, I have all the things. And he goes, you're paying me to help you figure this out. I'm a marketer, you're a realtor. He goes, with all due respect, what are you good at? And I told him, and the answer was not much. And he goes, what am I good at? Right. And he goes, well, I know that this works. Will you trust me? So I said, yeah, let's try it. And I got to tell you, like, the leads started coming in.
we see that like
Yeah.
it's working. And so that's why I was just curious, did you know that this worked before, or was this a, hey, it works, that's awesome, here's the results?
So it leads me to this question is, did they populate the ad for you and you guys okay, no, you did it, and then boom, got it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So fellow as the platform, right? They're going to give you what you need to, with the landing pages and different things, right? They're gonna ask you to upload your database into it. They're gonna ask you to create some different stuff. But in terms of driving traffic to the site, that's kind of on you. So I wonder if I can, in the essence of time, I wonder if I can jump into so just listed, just sold postcards. I can't see your faces right now, so audibly tell me, are you guys running just listed and just sold postcards for all of your properties when you list them and sell them?
Not all, selective ones, yes.
Selective ones. So I'm let me come back into Zoom. Let me share this. This is property specific. But this is what I'm doing for my just solds, right? So I just sold, it goes out to the neighborhood. I have the address, I don't have the price, I don't have any other information because I don't care. All I want them to do is take out their phone and scan the QR code. So this particular property had this is a custom QR code specifically to this property, so that I knew if one of the 100 or 200 people that we mailed this to, if they scanned it, I knew that it came from this mailing.
Rich, we don't see your card if you want us to see it.
You don't see this?
I can see Canva.
You don't see the card itself?
Yeah, I see the card.
Postcard, yeah.
This is just.
Yeah, so this is what here, I'll put it in the, if you can't see it.
That's what happens when you have an apple. It doesn't show.
Here, DJ, it's in the chat. It's in the chat for you. It's in the chat for you.
Okay.
So all of my just listeds, all of my just solds, I don't put any information on it because I don't care. All I want them to do is scan the QR code. This is my fly trap. Does that make sense? Most just listed, most just solds give too much information, and the call to action isn't there. So while I send these out to promote the property that it just sold, what I want them to do is scan the QR code.
And then what happens?
So once they scan the QR code, they go through the seller journey, just like we did on my house, right? Where they type in their name, their phone number, their email address, and it populates a home valuation.
Wow. So everything's tying back.
Correct. Everything drives back into Fellow, which then gets pushed into your CRM.
I'm liking
and it's tagged and it's there. So the way that I have it set up is every single property has their own QR code. Every single mailing has its own QR code. I'm sending out a magic letter for somebody in my neighborhood that wants to buy a property in my neighborhood. This is what the letter says that's going to go out next week. Right. So I'm reaching out. I have a client that wants to specifically live in the neighborhood. She currently lives. She wants to buy a townhome. Right. If you're on the fence about whether or not you want to sell or what your townhome is even worth, scan the QR code for your property value in 90 seconds.
Rich, I think you're brilliant. I really do. This is incredible information. Again, that sharing community right here in front of us. I love it.
It's all about getting people into the database, right? like you look at, like, the years ago they started talking about this, and then it's 2:00, so I won't keep you. But years ago, right, there was the Industrial Revolution where it was all about industry, and then there was like the horse and carriage thing into the automobile revolution, right? And then there was the internet. When the internet came in, everybody was going from phone book to the internet, right? Everything was there. Now, like, they're calling this like the next, like the fourth revolution, industrial revolution, but it's all data driven. It's all about data, right? So if I can get as many people into my database, if I can get as many homeowners into my database, if I then drip on them twice a month, in addition to everything else, when they think about selling their home, who do I hope they call? Me. If I'm going to farm a particular neighborhood and I were to send out a mailing to, let's say, 600 homes in a homeowners association, how do I know where that particular lead came from if I don't have actual data coming saying that they went to this QR code or they went to that link?
So does Fellow allow you to create the QR code?
Yeah. So if I go back into Fellow and I want to go into the marketing, and I'm going to let's create a new landing page. Actually, we'll just use this one. At the top here on the right, there's this link. If I click the link, this is the actual link that it will give me, that I can then go to GoDaddy and buy mysarasotahomevalue.com or whatever it is you want to do, and then have that directed here. Or you could download the QR code, which is specific to this link. So every single home valuation tool has its own link. Every single landing page has its own link.
Wow, that's cool.
Truly.
How is their customer support? Have you ever had to call them?
Their customer support is amazing. So the founder of the company is he actually lives about 25 minutes from me. So he's an active agent. He has one of like the top 5 teams in the state of Ohio. He is partnered into this. He's the CEO. There's a community Facebook page that is for power users. So they're like for like the account owner, there's an account owner page. And then you can set up your dashboard, your Fellow account. If you have a team, you can then assign child sites to all your team members too. There's a page specifically for them. And then you're set up with a success manager. And that success manager is your go-to person for any questions that you have. And mine's Lori, and she's in Cincinnati. So she's from Curtis's neck of the woods, and she's great. I literally I went into this going, I'm going to give it 90 days, and if this doesn't work, I'm out. And I think I'm in like month 6 right now, and I can't imagine my database without this tool.
Perfect.
Any other questions before we wrap up?
How many closings have you had so far since you acquired the system?
1. I just closed my first one. And I have 6 listings that we're working on from the system.
That's not like in 6 weeks, right, Rich?
6 months.
6 months.
In 6 months, we've gotten 1 closing.
Okay.
And there's a total of 7 listings that are going to come from it in the process. So if you're looking at like an ROI standpoint, right? Like, so if it's $299 a month and I've been part of it for 6 months, I've spent $1,794 so far, right? My average commission here in Cleveland is about $12. Compared to some of you guys, it's a lie. My average commission is about $7,000. right? So I sold a house, average commission of $7,000. I've spent $1,794 to make $7,000. I'd do that all day long. If you said, "Hey, Rich, will you spend $2,000, less than $2,000 to make $7,000?" I would do that all day long. It's a no-brainer, right? Like people lock into Google Zillow contracts for 6 months at $500, $600, $900 a month, and Zillow might not even say you might even get a lead. You can go this route on the seller side and have real leads with real people with real houses. It works. But use that link. That short link. I'll put it in the community as well. You can schedule a demo with them if you're interested in it. But I'm telling you, like, I'm a client for life. This is just it's. I thought it was too good to be true, and it's just that good. So I'll leave you with that. I hope this was valuable. I hope you were able to pull a little bit away. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Tuesday, we are back. There's no mastermind on Thursday because of Thanksgiving. So watch football, eat turkey, wear spandex pants, take a nap, all that fun things. We're back next Tuesday. You're stuck with me again next Tuesday for the sales rally. And then Don Hobbs is going to join us on Tuesday. And then next Thursday for the community mastermind, for the Black Belt Mastermind, is going to be Andrea Ferry Daniels, who is a coach with public speaker Phil Jones, who wrote the book Exactly What to Say. And she's going to take us through exercises to work on our words to gain more commitment from our buyers and our sellers. So you're not going to want to miss that either. Otherwise, guys, have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you for putting up with me for the last hour. Hope it was valuable. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Use me as a resource. I'm here for you. Otherwise, have a great Thanksgiving, guys. Take care.
Amazing. Have a great one, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye.